Hello. Well, I hope some of the students from the Osher Lifelong Learning Program would watch this. My name is Gyokei Yokoyama. I am sharing this uh, sort of instruction for the Zen practice at Long Beach Buddhist Church. I also serve Sosanji Buddhist Temple in Montebello. So there, I also share the practice. Now, because the spring session has been canceled, and I wanted to sort of make this video to share with my friends from Olli program, maybe my students, also some community members, or whoever's interested, whoever finds this beneficial for their daily practice, or just even just to calm their mind. Now, I the Zen practice, if you go to the philosophical part, it gets a little too much for as an introduction uh, session. So I'll basically share what I know for anybody who wants to give a try at home. As you can see, I'll start with what you can see. We have this cushion underneath to make the meditation more comfortable. This can be in bed, uh, but if it gets too kind of bouncy, it gets a bit tricky. So you want to use the cushion. In Japan, however, we simply use a tatami mat. So I guess that yours it goes down to your preference. Some people like the hard floor. Some people like the soft cushion. The same with this cushion. We call this zafu, the round shaped cushion. And this cushion underneath and round cushion, you can easily find them at Amazon, unless you want to make one yourself. So this round cushion called jafu is what you'll be sitting on. So you basically push this vertically and make it tall itself, like this. And you use the front half of the cushion. Your, your bottom will be sitting right on top of the front part of the cushion. You don't really use the entire space at the top. Now, I notice um, in in many Western communities and communities, people put something underneath, or they pile up the cushions to make the right height to make it comfortable. Um, if it goes higher, your leg's going to be this way, so you make a nice tripod. Some people like it to be lower, some people like it to be higher. You can try either way, and you see why I'm talking about adjusting height. Because when you sit, there are several ways to sit, including what we call full lotus. Full lotus is a sitting, you put your right foot on top of your left thigh, and left foot on top of your right. It goes like this. So if the cushion is higher, it goes higher up, and naturally, this tripod gets more stable. So some people like that. Now, because most people actually don't sit in full lotus until you're a yoga teacher or something, or somebody who's really flexible, has a flexible leg. Um, I sit sometimes this way. It's good for your back in the long run, but a lot of people also sit in half lotus. They do this all the time too. Right foot on top of left thigh, but actually your left foot on top of your right. Now, if you sit extensively, you might want to sort of switch it back and forth because it would definitely start to affect your back. It's easy for your leg, but a lot of teachers experience uh, leaning on using one side. You eventually might sometimes go back. Well, I guess it depends how you balance yourself. But I'll give it a try this way. But if it's still difficult, you can try what they call quarter lotus. Just kind of like drop the quarter. Now here you have to be careful because your ankle is touching the knee. When you're gonna sit longer, it may cause some pain. Bar meat style, that's just something I learned after I came to the United States. Just drop it. So there's no pressure. I think important thing is your knees are on the cushion, your bottom is on the cushion. There's a nice tripod. So even if you're sitting like this, your knees are up in the air, then you can't keep the balance. That's kind of defeating the purpose. With the same principle, you can also put the cushion vertically and then uh, kind of like how Japanese people sit on their knees. Uh, you put your weight on the cushion, so your knees are on the floor, your the buttock is on the cushion, nice tripod, but your blood circulation is not cut off. And this one, I guess, you can sit for a long time comfortably. And although some people might say, well, this is not quite Zazen, but again, the important thing is you keep the lower, uh, keep the balance with your knees and the back bottom. That will allow us to have stable breathing. Comes down to breathing. Let me get back to the half lotus. This is the front half. Now here are several different techniques. Some teachers tell you something different things, and I myself struggled quite a bit with some traditional way. So some of the things I'm sharing today is not quite traditional. I have to warn you. Nonetheless, in order to sort of actually to practice what Soto Zen values, the shikantaza, just sitting, I sometimes found this kind of a way to get into this stage useful, helpful. Um, what I would do usually, you put your hands palms up for your knees and sway your body sideways, back and forth. And when you do this, you want to find what you feel is like the center of the balance. And some teachers say, well, we want to find center, but because the way we use our bodies are not always centered, because we might be using the right hand more, we might be using the left side of the body more, our muscles are not evenly used. So there's always unevenness. So I like to have imagine that I use the sort of the idea of piling up a rock in the riverbank, one on top of the other. It might not be straight, but somehow you can find a balance where the gravity takes care of your structure that you want crumble down. Starting from the bottom along the spine. Your head should be just sitting on top of your neck, on top of the spine. There are natural curves on your back. So embracing the unevenness of our bodies will find the balance that we feel most centered, grounded. Now you look downward, you say 45 degrees, um, 2, 3 feet meters away. And again, I've heard some teachers say, if you look up, if you feel too sleepy or um, you know, not focused. But if you're too distracted or sort of anxious, you look down. So some teachers say you look down if you're too distracted. You look up if you feel um, too sleepy or awake. Yeah. Now, when your body or when you have the right posture, we start breathing. Basically, the Zen practice doesn't meditation. I throw in the word meditation to make it easy for people to understand that for through the Zazen practice, we breathe in through your nose and through your mouth. I breathe out through your nose. So basically, we breathe in and out through your nose. But at the beginning, we have this thing called kangi. So you breathe in through your nose and let the whole air go through your nose into your abdomen. And then breathe out through your mouth. When you do breathe through your mouth, uh, you keep your mouth a little sort of narrow instead of going like you more want to do it more like this. You can breathe out air entirely and let the air come back. Once is often enough. If you like doing it twice, 3 times, uh, I think that's okay too. Now, once you do it and your breathing is settled, you breathe in and out through your nose, and your mouth, your your tongue should be touching the roof of your mouth. You keep the mouth what they call vacuum. So there's um, saliva will not be disturbing you, distracting. Then your hands, left hand can go on top of the right hand, and you can keep it, make a sort of oval shape. The thumbs can be touching slightly, not like pushing, pressing against each other. And we call this Hokkaijo, and we find a translation, a very cool translation, Cosmic Hydra. In a Zen practice, we just tell people to sit down, sit, and then don't think about anything. Focus on your breath. Some schools, many schools actually encourage you to count your breath. Follow your breath, and then eventually drop that. Now, in the Olli program, I started to share what we call, some people call body scan. You can probably call it mindfulness too. Because when we sit, part of your body is relaxed, but part of your body is still intense. Part of your emotion might be relaxed, but part of your other part of emotion. So both physically, emotionally, we let go of the tension. So there's something a little deliberate, intentional, which doesn't always come as a part of a Zen practice in a traditional sense. But I find it useful. So I'd like to do this kind of guided meditation. As you breathe in and breathe out, you pay attention, you direct your attention to the top of your feet, tip, top, tip of your toes. Yes, tip of your feel the sensation. And as you breathe in and out, release the tension from the tip of your toe with a sense of appreciation, then being there. We do the same, the bottom of your feet. Let go. any unnecessary tension that you have without knowing your ankle, your whole feet. There's a pressure, but then you can let go of the pressure that you're giving yourself without knowing. Your shin and calf, your knees, and up to your thighs. As you breathe, allow them to relax. You can still sustain your weight in your body. Your bottom and your waist. In breath, breathe, out you breathe, and relax. Trust your body structure, bone, gravity that will maintain the structure, balance along the spine, lower back, back, your upper back. Your shoulders, release the tension. Your arm down to your elbow, forearms, wrist, hands, palms, fingers, all the way to your fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. Your stomach, your, up to your chest, up to your neck. See if there's a tension without you knowing. Release those tensions one by one. The body will still keep the balance. Keeping the strength that you need, letting go the strength, tension that you don't need. Back of your head, forehead, eyebrow, your eyes, relax, muscles, your ears, cheek, your mouth, chin, whole face. Let go of the tension. The whole body. Breathe in and breathe out. The whole body. As you breathe through your nose, direct your mind attention to your nose, nostril, throat, into your lungs. Release tension from your lungs, your heart, allowing to relax. Your stomach, spleen, kidneys, intestine, all bodies, all part of all body organs. Beyond your senses, consciousness, allow them all to relax as you breathe in and breathe out. All muscles, all nerves, glands, bones, joints, skin, your blood. Allow them all to release the tension. Whole body. Breathe in and breathe. Let go of the tension that you have in relationship you have with your anger, fear. Recognize, allowing them to be how they are. Simply relaxing the tension that we have in a relationship with these emotions. Seeing with our ambition, or even confidence. Allowing them to be how they are, but let the tension go away in our relationship with them. Same with ourselves as they go by, allowing them to be how they are, but then releasing the tension from that relationship that we form with ourselves, recognition, consciousness, breathe in and breathe out. Right and wrong, pure and divine, good and bad, positive or negative, you can let them go, allowing them as how they are. We'll work on it, but let the tension go away from this relationship that we form with this moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. State of non-thinking, non-discrimination, non-judgment, non-deliberation, non-calculation. We just sit. And that's the essence of Zen practice. You can continue to sit however long you'd like. It's amazing. Sometimes you can sit for a long time. You may sit for a short time, short while. But it's not a matter of how long you can sit or how concentrated you are able to sit. It is this moment after moment, the practice, continuation of the practice. And this can happen not in this, sitting is wonderful. This can also happen while you do dishes, maybe while you take shower, while you brush your teeth, or while you um, help your children go to bed, um, or even when you drive your car or sit on a couch. Well, I hope this was useful. And I feel really sorry that I can't come to the Olli class this spring. I miss you. If there are any students from the Olli program, but I look forward to teaching the Zen practice fall session. So until then, please take a good care of yourself and take care of your family and be safe. Okay? Thank you.